They think, I don't have the disease, I don't see any symptom, I'm fine, therefore I don't need to be vaccinated. Dear friends, today I wanted to touch upon a very controversial topic, the vaccine, because yesterday was a big day in Italy. They issue basically a new legislation for the Green Pass. So you need to be vaccinated in order to have a Green Pass. And the pushback mainly came because most of the people said it's not an issue really of health per se, in as much as is an issue of control and submission through the health system. You know, some new studies coming out of England are showing that the vaccine, yes, does appear to reduce the chances of being able to contact the disease. However, is not preventing people from communicating the disease to others. So it becomes really an issue of, I take the vaccine so that I am safer for myself, and the symptoms will be also reduced in case I do get the virus. And I looked at some statistics of my own. I just went to the internet, obviously, under many different sites, and I wanted to show you what tabulation I came up with. Just follow me for a second. I want to show you this diagram. Hopefully you can see this clearly. So we have at the top, worldwide, we have 219 million cases of coronavirus with 4.5 million deaths. That represents roughly 2% of the cases in the world, with 47% of the people vaccinated. I want to compare it actually to the Spanish flu back in 1918 to 1920. 500 million people being contaminated, 45 to 50 million. That means 9 to 10% of the people died. We don't know how many were vaccinated. Now closer, United States, we have 44.9 million cases with 723,000. Again, this is as of yesterday, which represent 1.6%. And in the United States, we have 47% of the people being vaccinated. Compared to Italy, which is interesting, those are the numbers, 4 million contamination, 131,000 deaths. That represents 2.8%, with people that are 70% vaccinated. Then I thought, that doesn't make sense. More people vaccinated, yet higher number of deaths, but maybe the population is a little bit older in Italy, so there are some issues there that don't pan out. So I took the most vaccinated country, Portugal, 18,000 deaths. That represents 0.18%, and this 86% of the population is vaccinated. Now the least vaccinated, 0.04, is actually Congo. But look at the amount of death. It's 0.038%. You can say, well, Congo, maybe they're younger, they're stronger, different demographics. All right, let's bring it to United States then. Least vaccinated states, Idaho, Wyoming, and Alabama, those are the numbers, have a death rate of 1.1 to 1.8, with an average of 1.3. The most vaccinated, right here, Vermont, Rhode Island, and Connecticut, have 0.9, 1.6, 2.3, for an average of 1.6. So the most vaccinated have an average of 1.6. The least vaccinated is an average of 1.3. Partially vaccinated, meaning they have only received one shot and not the second one or the third. 47% has 1.1. Massachusetts has 78% has 2.4. Now these are the sources of where I got the information. You can go and find them yourself and extrapolate the same data. But that's kind of interesting. And then if I go and even look at the side effects, this is scary. This is actually a compilation since 1990 to the present, 1990. These are all the type of vaccines to the left listed. And from 1990 until today, we have a total of death, which amounts to, I think, 9,800. Of COVID, right down here, we have a total of 15,000 deaths. So if I want to go to a restaurant, if I want to take a train now in Italy, I need to have my vaccine in order to get my green pass. And my question is, I had the virus back in November. I have given blood. I have antibodies. They noticed that back when. And even more recently, as of 2 weeks ago, they actually asked me to give plasma because my plasma can save 3 people. Because again, my immune system is very high. So why would I jeopardize what I have against COVID already for something that can actually create a blood clot and really jeopardize my situation because of my previous heart condition? That doesn't make any sense to me because the side effects seem to be actually outweighing the benefits of the vaccine itself. And I think a lot of doctors and nurses, those who have been in the trenches, in the front line, especially when the vaccine was not available, those are the true heroes. They risk their lives actually for saving others. A lot of them are actually risking their job right now. And it's sad because they're not actually getting fired. The employers don't want to risk potential lawsuit. In the same situation actually with the military. I don't know if you heard yesterday, the Navy said that all of its people need to be vaccinated as well. And if they don't, they're going to have an honorable withdrawal. That means they're going to lose all their benefits, they're going to lose all their pensions. That is insane because we have 1,050,000 people serving in the military. You know how many actually die because of COVID? 43. So to me, it's not really an issue of compliance. It's more an issue of submission or coercion, extortion. And even the way we are communicating with each other, if we don't see eye to eye, is getting ugly. And obviously social media is not helping at all because it's getting more and more polarized. I don't know if you have seen the debate between Javier Becerra, he is the Secretary of Health and Human Services, with Senator Randy Paul. And Javier was saying, those degenerate flat earther, referring to the people that are non-vax. I'm a non-vax in the sense that I have some reason not to get the vaccine. I don't believe that the earth is flat. So why in the world are you calling me names like that? I don't appreciate that at all. And nobody else, I think, would appreciate it either. Especially coming from a guy that doesn't have a medical degree or any science degree. While Randy Paul actually has studied medicine. He is a graduate of medical school. And he was advocating for acquired immunity. But nowadays it seems like if you don't fit the narrative, if you don't go with a general agenda, calling you names is absolutely fine and acceptable. So I need to trust government officials, those who at the very beginning of this pandemic actually said, oh, come on down to Chinatown, let's have a party. So they really undermined the severity of what it was. And, I don't blame it. They didn't know really exactly what they were dealing with. But what I do blame with them is the testing in companies that actually skyrocketed because of the situation that was created. It reminds me that a lot of Chinese, a lot of Brazilians, a lot of Cubans that are in this country because of what the country represents, and even myself, I came because of the whole concept of freedom. Those people that have seen communism are saying, oh, hey, we see the writing on the wall. It's already here. And if you don't fit the propaganda, not reality or truth, the propaganda, then you are a conspirator. So today is the vaccine, and tomorrow is going to be probably an infringement on our liberty. But honestly, what concerns me is that a lot of people are so focused now on gaining those 5, 10, 15, 30 years of life on this earth, and they're not really concerned about a much, much more viral disease with some devastating results. And that virus, that disease is called sin. All of us have been infected by that, not just a portion of the population, all of humanity. Romans 3 tells us that all of us have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. Yet not that many people are looking for the vaccine. Yet so many people are oblivious or they don't care to receive that vaccine. So if you have been vaccinated in his blood, I just urge you to talk to your friends that do have the disease and are not even aware. Tell them about that vaccine that is available readily if they're willing to take it. I think time is short. We are at the beginning of the birth pains, so I encourage you actually to go out and bring hope to an increasingly hopeless society. I love you guys. Have a fantastic rest of the weekend, and I'll catch you next week. Ciao.